Hey everyone, Zoggator here, and today I'm going to show you all a little thing I'm planning to do tonight, which is changing the speaker of these three Happy Kid robots. I have this fourth one just as a sample to show you what is the difference. Now, a while back, when I came back from Kevin's, I actually bought a few speakers that were... Actually, they gotta be around here. These speakers. I bought around 3 or 4 of these speakers because the original speakers on these robots tend to become garbage with time. I mean, this one was blown from the start. So the speaker that it had was literally a... God, they're getting dusty so fast. Fucking ticks me off. Ugh. Anyways, as I was saying, this one was blown from the start, and the rest had their original speakers and everything. But of course, they need an improvement, as always. So basically, here we have 3 that have their original speaker yet, and here we have another one that had the speaker replaced ever since he stepped on this house. Because this is one of the ones that I wanted to change the speaker on because it really never had a proper speaker or anything. So this one's practically, how's the shit called? This one's had this speaker ever since I brought it home. So this is the loud and HD Turbo Fighter. I kind of call it because this is the one that Kevin gave me that was originally for fixing up Sergeant. Now this sounds like this.
I am a Turbo Fighter.
And this sounds like this.
I am a Turbo Fighter. Radar activated. I am a Turbo Fighter. Enemy alert! Target locked. Destroy. Destroy.
So yeah, this is one of the ones that I had to put the most of the work on because of the fact it basically was changing the gear system for the legs, and of course, just like this one, it was remaking the leg brackets. But yeah, it turned out to work. Another one that does have a different speaker, yeah, it has the that kind of speaker that I showed, is this one, the Red Super Fighter. This is the Red Super Fighter. It came in a lot of 2 when I was over with Kevin, and it came with that one. So these 2 came together, and this one did have a speaker, but the thing is that when I took it apart, I was dumb enough to not realize that this thing is, I believe, this is I believe the first generation they made of the Super Fighter. Of course, yeah, the Super Fighter with the Turbo Fighter body, because there's actually 2 generations of this one as well. You may be like, holy shit, and yeah, this basically gives me a whole new understanding of the Happy Kid robots, because there's more than only 2 or 3 gens. First generation Turbo Fighter, yes, it's this one. It's just this one, you know, it's the one with the light up gun, everything's fine, yeah. Then of course came the Super Fighter, but this is the one that came after that one. Now this one has a plastic pinion gear, and it has one type of board. Now the one that I found in the fair over at over my school last year is actually a second generation of this one. Why do I say that? The board is different. It's much better organized than this one actually, and it has a gummy pinion gear, which this one has right now. So that's another way to see which is the earliest and which is the newest model of the robot. Basically, the oldest ones tend to have a plastic gear, while the newer ones tend to have a gummy gear as an A-tooth gear in the motor. Robot sergeants are not another case. There's actually 4 generations of robot sergeant to be known. There's the first generation, original 2000. as I've said, the original generation of Robot Sergeant, like the first one, was made in 2002, right after Robot Defender, which is the one that has metallized colors and has all of the weapons. Now, they kept the weapons thing until the last generation they made, which I recall it should be around 2009 or 2010, which is the one that has a square pattern. Now, that last generation they made is actually the one that I've had ever since 2012, which is that one. These, by the other side, are a generation older because the sound chip is different. That's the whole difference. Believe it or not, that's the whole difference. The board is actually different, and it resembles a lot more to the original Super Fighter. Yeah, not the original, the this one. To this generation of the Super Fighter with the plastic pinion gear and that design of board. Turbo Fighters, by the other side, I really do not know. Because all of them, by far, all of the ones that... Because I literally just brought a 3rd gen and a 1st gen, and this one has a gummy gear, if I'm not wrong, so... Oh no! I brought 3 Turbo Fighters. I brought that one, I brought the one that I used for... parts, the parts one, which is inside that box, is just like that one. And I forgot, there's one that has a blue board, there's one that has a green board, never mind. But yeah, that's basically what happens. And I also realized that with Extreme Fighter. Here's an Extreme Fighter I got at the fair a couple, like nearly a week ago. And if you guys can see, even though, yeah, the handle for the shield is broken, there's black details right here. Same in the feet. And that's not all. It actually has legit Happy Kit hand contacts, when, if we know, the last one they made doesn't. So this is a generation older, and it actually lights up any weapon you put in its hand when it talks. The robot talks, and the thing lights up. So yeah, I guess that's everything. So not all robots belong to a generation after all, like a specific generation, until you start looking a whole lot deeper into them. So, as I was saying, right before I messed up the video topic, as I've said, this one's quiet, this one's loud because it has that new speaker that I bought 3 off right now. 1st gen Turbo Fighter has that speaker too. Robot Sergeant has had the speaker for like a couple of years now, I think. Yeah, 2016 I think. He's had that speaker for a long ass time. And these two have... This one does not have the original speaker, but it has the speaker that came from... what robot was it? Because I know there is one specific robot I did not have to... Oh, the 1st generation Turbo Fighter. He had a speaker that came from the parts Turbo Fighter, so I ended up just putting a metallic one there, and I did not have to forget... I did not have to care about that anymore. So this one has a speaker that came from the Turbo Fighter... The parts Turbo Fighter, basically. Anyways, this is basically how quiet this one sounds.
Robot Sergeant activated.
And this is how loud but distorted this one sounds.
Robot Sergeant activated.
As you guys can hear, this one's the middle coil is starting to, like, the glue's starting to decay, so it's better to just take off that stupid speaker and put a much more clear speaker, so it actually sounds as good as the Robot Sergeant featured right there. You see the blue head with the antenna. So yeah, I guess that's everything. So this is just a slight demo of the sounds these things have before I replace their speakers. And the only one that does not need a speaker replacement for now is literally the one that I got around here, because this is the newest generation of Super Fighter that was made along with the Turbo Fighter. It has a gummy gear, you know, the board is differently designed, so this is a 2010 Super Fighter, and the speaker hasn't decayed yet, so I'm fine with that. So yeah, I'm gonna show you all how these sound like.
Robot Sergeant activated.
I'd say the worst two cases are the Blue Turbo Fighter and the Blue Robot Sergeant, because Sergeant is starting to blow, like it's starting to, decay and give its final things, because, as I've said, it has the issue that this one had when I brought it, where the coil got unglued, and it was just vibrating and making it be like a drum instead of a speaker. That's the thing he's going through right now, and this one's incredibly quiet, so yeah, that's everything. So I'll make a video soon soon. I'll make a video tonight after this video uploads when I change the speakers and show you all the differences. So, until then.